Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you on what is closing weekend of the Sunshine Meet, and we're looking forward to the championship meet, but we've got plenty of excitement here today and throughout the weekend for that matter, but today certainly front and center on a fast main track Tapeta kind of day, a little blustery, a little speaking of championship meet, a little nip in the air a little bit this morning.
Yeah, I know, and you got to find all of your warm clothes because if you lost them, you need them this weekend.
You sure do, but it's going to be a nice day, and we've got a huge day. Not only does White Abarrio, the Breeders' Cup Classic winner, return here to South Florida, but of course the big, if bigger, I don't know if they're both big news, is a late pick 5 carryover today that we've talked about for several days now, and there you can see it. Thank you guys. In race number 5, about $65,000.
Yep, and it'll be big too. It always grows way more than 100,000, the early and the late, so get involved with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say you have a free square with White Abarrio by any means, but maybe you kind of do.
Yeah, I think this pool should be comfortably over $500,000 today. It's a lot of excitement here. It's a good sequence. You've got potentially the free square, but you've got races to spread very deep in. We put a video together. Ronnie did one as well. It's out there, so looking forward to that. And then, of course, the Rainbow Six. Now, the Rainbow Six carries over or pays out on Sunday. That's the big news to kind of end the Sunshine Meet. But today, $225 in the estimated jackpot, and that's in race 4.
Yeah, so lots of big things going on today.
Yeah, it should be way over that, by the way. We should comfortably pass $250,000. Look at it's already 163 basically. So that's going to be a big number as well. Let's try to get things started in the early pick 5 in race number 1. And I put a ticket together here. Not a lot of, I don't think, in huge scratches and changes. No. Maybe there was one here in the opening leg, but we'll take a look at my sequence. $36. Early pick 5, 3 deep here, race 2. I'll go 2 deep with the one rumors have it on top. Looking forward to seeing that daughter of the immortal Songbird debuting today for Todd Pletcher and Whisper Hill in race number 3. There's the single and my best bet of the day. Great Venezuela was going to be no great price anyway, and now with a big scratch of Talking Tipsy, she will be. Oh boy, she might be 1-5 in there. You can see the big spread in race 4. That's a difficult maiden claimer on the dirt. And in race number 5, we'll go 2 deep. And of course, that pick kicks off the big pick 5 carryover. 52 is my order, and Rachel's Song could be a single for a lot of people, as she's going to be a very, very short number in there. $36. Let's kick it off here in race number 1. 6 furlongs on a fast main track. These are $8,000. 2 L's, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 5, Amana Rasa, and Ivan Pimentel Jr. will ride the 1, Holy Kingdom. And we've got everybody kind of in the mix here, just a little bit shaken up, and it came out. Well, you wanted to play her last week, Sylvia V's Heroes,
I did.
Correct? So,
or 2 weeks ago, and then she scratched. I was worried about her last time just because of the distance of the race of 6 furlongs, and we're back at that again today. So maybe not ideal because she's got a hellacious turn of foot. Like in her last race, it was really impressive, actually, and that was during the thick of the championship meet. She flew on late on the rail. This is going to be, maybe a stepping point, but at the end of the day, like, this is a very, very good level for her.
This is a great horse to talk about in the first race of closing weekend, because the championship meet is getting going next Thursday, of course, at 11:15 on Thanksgiving Day. I don't worry about her. I've seen other horses this weekend that are dropping pretty steeply for a tag. I don't really worry about it this weekend because Steve Dwoskin's a sharp guy. He knows how deeper the waters are going to get.
Right.
Next week. So if you can get in today, if you can swoop in, if you win, they claim you, well, what are you going to do? That's fine and dandy, because this race a week from today is a whole heck of a lot tougher.
Yeah, you couldn't say it any better than that.
So I'm going to go with the 7, Lucadia, Jack Sisterson. I don't know if this horse has any run in her at all, to be perfectly honest with you, but Jack is so good with these types, and it is a huge drop off the no-shows at Churchill.
Yeah, it is, and Ron found a stat as well on the barn that we'll take a quick look at here. With Sisterson first after the trainer switch at Gulfstream Park, 27%. This is really Jack Sisterson's forte here.
Yeah, he takes over a lot of these kind of, I don't want to call them reclamation projects, because he takes over good horses too, and you can see right there, Jack does such a good job with everything, and he's going to be very live throughout the championship meet. Jack's one of these guys that we've seen in the past couple weeks starting to run horses, and they'll gear it up in the championship meet, and certainly both some interest in the 3 Sand Wedge as well, but I don't know. She's got to run better than last time.
Much better.
Okay, race 2 is exciting. This is a championship meet, kind of maiden special weight here. 6 furlongs for the gals, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. We do have a scratch of the 2 Taylor Swifter. The other Todd Pletcher runners out. Now, before we get into this race, we'll take a look at Samantha's early pick 4 ticket.
Yeah, and it's an $18 play for me. I am spreading a little bit here. Race 3, it's Brian and I's both of our best bets. That's the number 4, Great Venezuela. Race 4, I do have the 2 on top, Executive Success. And in race number 5, I've got the 2 on top as well. That's Victory Badge for Mike Trombetta. That starts that late pick 5 carryover. It's an $18 plate for me here.
All right. So here she is. Rumors have it, the first time daughter of Tappet out of the Medaglia d'Oro mare Songbird, who Hall of Famer, just an absolute legend of the turf, well, the dirt, but you can get the expression. A homebred here for Mandy Pope. Those are all the big positives.
Yeah.
Show you her work in the morning here. I feel fortunate for her she caught the right kind of maiden special weight field.
Like you could not have asked for a softer maiden special weight field. Now here she is on the outside. This is a quick track today. I mean, what you're looking here on October 8th. Very quick. Now she's on the outside. She's very forward. She just does things very easily, which is a good sign. She's kind of got that shorter neck. I'm not really a huge fan of that. She's on go. She wants to do a lot more. They're not letting her run. Again, the track looks extremely fast there. So that's a quick time to get over. There is no offspring of Songbird that is...
She hasn't been a producer.
Any good, yeah. And that's how it usually goes. You see it more times than not, at least. And now she's a 3-year-old. Now, Whisper Hill, they take their time with these horses, so I'm not too worried about that. But, look, she was working in February earlier this year. She went to the bench, but nobody else in this field wants to win.
No.
At all.
I think she's very fortunate. She's going to be a huge favorite in here.
Yeah.
I get all that. She was not at Saratoga or New York with the A team.
Right.
Okay. She's never left, I don't think. Maybe she went somewhere with that big gap. She was training here for her debut. It didn't work out. Here she is in November of her 3-year-old season. Clearly not what they said. Hey, let's get her going as a soon-to-be 4-year-old.
Yeah.
No.
Sounds like a great time.
Okay, so there's obviously, we don't know, but there were issues here, and to what extent we don't know. But point being, is she's going to be a very short number. But like we said, she does catch the right kind of group. Uncaptured Dub 0 for 9. Couldn't beat Florida Breds, and here she is in open company.
But that was in a sloppy track, so I'll give her some credit for that. Yeah, you look back at her fast track races last year in June, they were average, so heck, she's drawn a lot better than the one.
I'll tell you what, if West Loop can run, and at least on paper, it looks like she's got some talent, a Glen Hill homebred with a very, very nice pedigree. She's dangerous in here. Yeah,
she is, and the works are fast. I saw a work of hers on the grass course at Palmettos, and I see why they tried to work her across it, because she just drops the bit, has that way of going about her. So I definitely think the turf is in her future.
Edwin's here, and he typically rides these Glen Hill runners, and Edwin is, we'll show you in the standings, but Edwin's on the precipice of a jockey's title. That's going to be a lot of fun this weekend as well. Race number 3, one more before the break in the Rainbow. Race number 3 is this starter optional claimer, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. We'll go 5 on the Tapeta, and a big favorite is a big favorite, because the 3 Talkin' Tipsy and the 7 Traverse is out, and we're not going to get you cocktails or dinner money with our best bet, Great Venezuela, anymore. That's for sure.
No, we're not going to. What a cool filly she is. She's 3 for 3 this year. She's won 4 out of her 5 Tapeta starts here at Gulfstream as well. Just so cool, and I don't see a situation in which she can get defeated here today.
I don't think so. She's 4 for 5 on the Tapeta. I was actually against her on the turf last time.
I was too, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I had her third or fourth choice on the line, and they bet her like she couldn't lose. Yeah. And boy, she raised the bar that day too. Yeah. She is facing older horses, I guess, if you want to say that. We both have Royal Poppy at, well, we obviously, I scratched into her in second. I don't know. But, Pete Walder's got hot again off the claim now.
Yeah, that's true. And Pete Walder is a barn that used to be pretty prolific off the claim. It kind of slowed down, but it seems like the barn's picking back up again. But when you're claiming off Ray Handel and the Zilla Racing partners up in New York, those horses, they usually don't come back to form.
Sharp guys, no doubt about it. This will very likely be our first of possibly 2 1-9 favorites today, and she does look the part with the 2 big scratches. Okay, break time here, but we've got a lot to do when we come back. Rainbow, first and foremost, in race 4. Ron's got the ticket, an estimated jackpot of $225,000. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome you back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. It's closing weekend of the Sunshine Meet. 3 really good days of racing, and this is a big day, as I mentioned. Late pick 5 carryover coming up in race 5. White Abarrio returns in race 7. But let's get the real heavy stuff going here in race number 4 as we kick off the Rainbow with $225 in the estimated jackpot. I think we're going to have a big pool today. Yeah. Ron's got the ticket. We'll take a look at it now.
Yeah, it's a competitive sequence.
28-20.
All right, 28-20. He's singling here with the number 5 Any Moment. Wow, what a bold single.
It is a bold single.
Yeah, race 5. He's got the big players, a lot of twos. Twos are wild here. Race 6, the number 2 Lace Up he's got in the mix. Race number 7, of course, we've got White Abarrio. He's using the other Sappy Joseph runner as well. Mish, how about that? A good draw at least. Race number 8, that's a competitive race. He's got the 2 big Martini and the number 8 Steel Sunshine. And in the finale, that's where you see his spread here. He's got the 9 in the mix at Junction Road. He's got the number 2 Money in Motion, the 4 Hot Blooded. A good competitive field, 28.80. And don't forget that Rainbow 6 pays out on Sunday, mandatory payout Sunday.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a good competitive race to kick it off, right? A $50,000 maiden claimer, 2-year-old fillies on a fast main track at 6 furlongs. The weather's beautiful today. It's going to warm up a little bit. Come on out and say hi because this is a fun day of racing here. Yeah. Come out and see a champion at work, too, in White Abarrio and a Breeders' Cup Classic winner. How often can you say that? Fun race to kick it off. What are we doing? You're going with the 2, a firster here for Safi. He's got 2 of them in here. You're going to go with we're going to call the other one with Skylar Spanabel aboard, Executive Success.
Yeah, I like the breeze that she had on November 16th. I felt like she quickened really nicely in that race, and in that morning workout, and that's what you want to see. And we'll kind of segue maybe into Matoli's Baby Girl, who you have in second, because I just kind of want to compare and contrast.
We'll show you the video,
too,
right?
Yeah, we'll show you the video, Matoli's Baby Girl, because this isn't a very sizable filly by any means. She's on the inside. I don't want to knock this work too much because it's not like she did anything wrong, but she's just, to me, I don't know. She just is what she is, and that's why she's in for $50,000. And she just always kept to task next to her workmate. She's not really doing too much at all, but doesn't have a long stride. Now, Executive Success, on the other hand, she did have a long stride. She does reach. She does try a bit more. Matoli's Baby Girl is just kind of a little thing. And
I think Skylar Spanabel won a race at Tampa on opening day. I might be totally wrong on that, but I think I saw that. So good if good job
Yeah.
to her. If she didn't, well, I take it all back. But bad job by me that I should have mentioned in race 2. Irad Ortiz is back here today. Champion jockey, multiple Eclipse Award-winning jockey. Irad, as good as there is. He's back today. He's here for White Barrio, but he's going to stick around, and we know what he's going to do during the championship meet as well. So it's all getting started, and that's pretty cool. I wanted to mention that earlier. But he is on Matoli's Baby Girl, the 2 Saffies. You take it for what it's worth.
Right.
I'm on the 5 Enigma, and that's Ronnie's single, Eddie Plesa Jr. Eddie's still a viable first-out guy, but this daughter of win-win-win caught a buzzsaw with Andrea Safi's, hot shot. And I think now on the drop, second time out, could be the old go angle today.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. And there wasn't a lot to watch in her last race at all, but she needed the drop. We might see her drop even more so.
Yeah. I think we can all agree now that Ronald Coybarn has been very, very crafty, and don't sleep on Samantha's second choice, Slew Diva.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But has also had 3 tries to try to get it done.
Yeah.
But now she's in for the tag.
Watch the tote board
Right.
on her. I will say that. Race number 5, here it is now, the big one, the late pick 5. We've all got tickets. We all did some video work on this. Samantha and I put everybody on overtime upstairs with a video that went a little longer than maybe
It felt like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
so,
well, it was not. I promise you that. Let's start now. It's 1.70 miles on the Tapeta. It's an optional claimer for the Florida breds here, fillies and mares. Let's see. David Baracco will ride the 1. She's a joy, and he'll carry 121. Baracco on the 1 at 121. We'll start with you in your late pick 5 ticket.
Yep, it's a carryover going into this race. I've got a $112 ticket. Race number 6. This was a tough race for me, and I do have the 6 on top. That's Lasso. Race 7, you see, I'm not going to try to beat White Barrio. Race 8, this race is super competitive too. I've got the 2 Big Martini on top, and in race number 9, my long shot is the number 8, Super Attentive.
All right, we'll take a look at mine. It's a little bit less than Samantha's, and we're both giving out big tickets, but we both have prices. Now, this is a type of sequence where I do think, and I'll advocate that you can play this a few times with your top selections here, because when White Barrio, we're going to assume he's going to win at 1-9. You need prices around, and we've done that with some of these races here, because I think there's 2 tight races, and then as you can see on my ticket, there's 2 spread kind of races. We have a lot of similar opinions today. I've got Lasso on top too. I've got Big Martini. I'm going to try to pop that field in race 8, and my long shot is in race 9 as well, and that is the 2 Money in Motion, and I will also tweet out a much more budget oriented ticket. But this is a good day to take a rubber band off the bankroll. We got Ronnie's ticket too, guys. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. He's tighter. He's going to use Mish as well. So if you want a single White Barrio, he's down to a $27 ticket. He'll be out here for opener. We can talk about that as well. But let's get back into it now. This is a race where a lot of people are probably going to go down with Rachel Song, and I don't really disagree with them. But Victory Badge for Trombo. Mike Trombetta's going to win races here over the winter like he does. And who's he got riding here? Paco. Presque-Isle, but Tapeta form.
Yeah, Tapeta form is good. Winless, sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. Winless on the Tapeta. Has not had a win this year, which is all big red flags. But now you've got Paco. Now you're on this local Tapeta for the first time. We'll see if something can get switched around.
Yeah. Did they mess up your numbers? You don't have the 3 on top?
Aha. You're funny.
Wow, Pretty Keen is out for Samantha.
I'm divorcing her.
Wow. Okay, Rachel Song, 6-5 on your morning line. She's probably could be shorter than that. She beat Open Company last time. She's 3 for 4 on the Tapeta. The race clearly goes through her.
It does, and I know she beat Open Company last time, but that was like a race just specifically made for her.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like she beat anything noteworthy. We're going to see Sizzle, I think, on Sunday. Yeah. To me, I thought she beat nothing. Now, she did it very impressively, but to me, she didn't beat anything.
No.
And she's going to have to, face some runners today.
Yeah, I mean, Confer and Spezzatura are viable upset candidates. Mm-hmm. The problem is when they ran 1-2 and Confer won the race, 2-3 back for Confer. It was a 5-horse field.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough to make a horse like that.
I think the gap between our top two is a pretty sizable one, and I'd be pretty surprised if one of the two doesn't get the job done. Late pick 4 in race 6. I'll tweet that ticket out, guys. We can just keep going here because it's very similar to what I just showed. It's a 7 furlong, $35,000 claimer. 3-year-olds are 4 and up, which have never won 2 races, and this is a tricky race. I'm 5 deep. We both do have the same top pick, Lasso. He did run better last time. He caught a buzzsaw in Raging Fury.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want too short a number, but we both landed here.
Yeah, we did, and I think the fact that Amisael will continue to stay aboard, which is a
Sure.
good sign here. He's been on him twice. The problem is he just leaves himself with a lot to do late, and he's kind of just really got to get in the mix a bit earlier on at least. But we see these Arundel horses that are switching to the Jorge Delgado barn, and they're running quite well.
Yeah, they're moving up.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Lace Up's got Irad. He'll be favored in here probably. I mean, Lasso beat him a little bit last time, but again, it's the tax you pay on Irad, and it's something we need to talk about now because it's front and center.
Yeah, exactly. That you're gonna take a very short price on anything with Irad, and sometimes it just will be shiny and pretty and really not that at all. Look, this horse, they bet the Carlos David horses like crazy, especially first off the claim, because he wins almost every time, it seems like, first off the claim. He wasn't the favorite last time, and he didn't really run all that great either.
No, I think you bring up a good point because I think Carlos is about 29% off the claim, and he didn't get an inch of improvement off this horse. And you could argue that this horse went backwards last time.
Right.
So just tread a little lightly here. You see it with Paco on the morning line, and you say, well, why? This horse isn't one of the favorites in here, but they're going to bet these horses. It allows a great opportunity for the bettors if you're thinking outside the box. I want to show you Mr. Scatter's race. I know it was in the slop. I know he got an ideal set of circumstances, but I'm going to tell you what, he's going to get a great set of circumstances today, too. They're going to go very, very fast, and he might just be a Kentucky horse that was running against better horses up there, and he's found some friends here in Florida because he was good this day.
Yeah, he was, and you look at his form and just the way that he splashed home in the slop like he does right here, and it was impressive, and I don't trust a horse when they win or when they lose in the slop, but in Kentucky, he won on a fast main track at Churchill. So, he's one that if you're spreading, I think it would behoove you to put him in your mix.
Oh, look at you.
Oh,
now, they're going to go pretty fast in here, okay? They're going 7 furlongs. It's going to stretch a lot of these 6-furlong horses thin. They're going to move up front. He's going to get his flow today, too. He'll have to step it up. He'll have to prove it, like we said, on some dry land out here to our right. But he's going to get the right kind of setup.
Yeah.
I would not ignore him. I wouldn't also ignore the 2 Sano runners that are coming out of the Gil Campbell.
Yeah.
That's the 8 Secret Lover and the 4 Awesome Train. Neither of them ran poorly in that spot.
No, they didn't, and I think they're going to run out of some real estate too.
They might.
But on figures, they fit.
All right, here we go now. Race number 7. This is the one everybody's going to come out to see. We get a Breeders' Cup Classic winner back in Saffie Joseph Jr.'s barn. White Abario right here at home at Gulfstream. 7 furlong optional claimer for the 3-year-olds and up. It's a compact field of 5. You're going to have a very likely 1-9 winner, favorite at least, and we're not going to try to beat him. Let's show you his kind of body of work. And then we'll show you some AM activity as well. This is a refresher of him winning the Curlin Florida Derby, what was now 2 years ago.
Wow, doesn't feel that long ago.
Nope.
But this is his home court here. He's 5 for 6 at Gulfstream Park. He's just makes things look so easy.
Yeah.
You sometimes wonder, okay, is he gonna get there? What's happening here? But this was just very impressive.
Yeah. This was back with Saffie, and of course we know the story, went elsewhere and won the Breeders' Cup Classic for Rick Dutrow. And now back with Saffie. It's kind of come full circle for Saffie in C2 here, and this was an authoritative win. Charget's a darn good horse, and he didn't have any idea what the heck he was doing that day. But
no.
This is White Abario now, and he's back. You and I caught up with him yesterday. Looked really good. I want to show you now the AM activity because just watch the end of this drill.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to kind of see at the end here, he is ready to roll, right?
Yeah, he is. And, to be honest, and you and I were talking about this yesterday morning at the barn, he's not a big, imposing horse
not
by
at all.
any means. Everything that race day drops, to me, they honestly look cheap. But the thing is when this horse levels
Right here.
out,
Look at this.
he is nothing sort of cheap at all. He tries hard. He knows when to do his job. I don't want to call him push button, but he kind of was at that point. Yep, and it's impressive. When you look at him, and when I talk about not very big and imposing, you think that this 1-turn mile or the 1-turn 7 furlongs that he's at today is like the sweet spot for him.
Yeah.
You see the mile in a quarter race, you're like, how did he win that? Well, he did. But
you can argue that his 7 furlong race with Safi before he was turned over was his best race ever with Safi.
Yeah, and it was so visually impressive as well. This distance to me, I think is just perfect for him.
I want to mention we did this in our video as well. Now he ran twice last year for Rick Dutrow in 2 races where he was either supposed to win or had a huge chance to win, and he was non-competitive.
Yeah.
So
you get the best or you don't get it at all.
We'll see what we get today.
Today's not the goal, and we talked about
that's
this.
A good point too.
Yeah.
Today is not the goal, but he is supposed to win even if he's 60%. Price underneath with Vladislav. It's been a long time since he's been on the main track.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's a good sign that we get him back on it today.
Safi is on record saying Mish will be tighter today. That's a stablemate. That's the 4. At least on paper, he's the only horse within a furlong of White Barrio. Yeah. We'll see, but he was not good at all last time. Race number 8 is a good one. It's essentially the same race, but it's at a mile. Okay, it's an optional claimer for 3-year-olds and up. It is a flat 1-turn mile, scratch to 6, smooth flying Mike. This is a race I think you can have a lot of fun with, and Samantha and I will take a deep breath and hope in about 1 minute and 34 seconds Big Martini crosses the finish line because he's in front in here, right?
It looks like it is. He is, even just kind of by default. And we'll take a look at his last race because, was this his victory?
No, this was his last race.
It was his last race.
He ran big in this race. I was not an advocate that he should have been put up to first. I'm glad he wasn't. But that's not even really the point. He ran really big in this spot.
He did. And this is a horse this was a day without Lasix. So Loco Barrio for Ron Spatz is wow, he ran huge here. Yep. But I agree. Big Martini still did have to do some course altering, tactics there. He gets Lasix back on today. He should be down the road.
You got him ECL here. He's going to put him on the front end. How long he's going to last, who pressures him, we don't really know, but he's supposed to be in front. I like that you put the 5 back with the Walensky's, lure him in second. Don't sleep on this horse. He can run.
He can, yeah. You've had him, I think, whenever he was 7-1 in January. That was a nice win that you had with him. The Walensky Barnes knows how to make this horse tick, and so now he's back.
C2 bought into this horse, sent him to Safi, back at home here with the Walensky's, and he has done good work. Blinkers will go on today. Steel Sunshine, you picked him 4th. I can't put him on top in this spot. It's a means to an end. Harlan's Holiday thinking kind of that stuff.
Right.
Boy, he leaves himself with a lot to do.
Way too much. And when he's on, he's on. I like the fact that Paco Lopez has kind of followed him around everywhere that he's gone. Well, just between here and Churchill. If nothing else, it's a good post, but he's going to need a bit of a meltdown.
Scary, scary horse in this race, Super Corrento. It's Safi now, and he's had him, and he's freshened him, and he's ready to roll. You got to dig because it was seemingly a long time ago. Super Corrento's got 2 absolutely huge races here at Gulfstream for Amador Sanchez. What are we going to get today? I don't know, but he's got a lot of talent.
He does, but we talked about this yesterday and in our Pick 5 videos. He's 6 years old and he's getting blinkers.
Yeah, you don't like it, right?
I don't. I think that you're just kind of throwing a shot at the dark here with this horse. His last work leading into this race, he was really being asked. Now, look, maybe he's just not a very strong AM workhorse. That's very possible. He can beat me today.
This horse off those Gulfstream races, now he was thrown to the wolves, I get that, but he went to the Dubai World Cup, okay? So he's a big-time horse if he's right. Let's take a look at a stat, too, that Ronnie pulled up on Safi, seeing what we missed that one. I'm sorry. That was the last race with White Barrio. Oh, can we show that stat, guys? Because I guess it's relevant. I skipped over it. But if not, we'll show it, obviously, during the day. Not a big deal. Oh, there we go. I appreciate that. 30% here. This is back to White Barrio, but I wanted to get this. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Off this kind of extended layup. So, Safi is a 25 kind of guy. This even ups it that much more. I don't think either of us, well, Ron did use Mish, but I think Samantha and I both expect a maybe a tour de force today.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to lose. Let's just put it that way. Okay, I hope everybody's alive to the finale, because this is where I think you can make your money.
Right.
This is a problematic race. This will separate a lot of people here in the late pick 5 in the Rainbow. It's a 1.70 on Tapita and an optional claimer for the State Bred. Scratch out the 3. Ernesto, we'll see him tomorrow.
Yes.
Or Sunday, one or the other,
One of
and the
those.
6 private thoughts as well. It's a long shot kind of race, and we both have them. And I have Samantha's pick in 5th, and that is another horse I use on my ticket. Talk about super attentive. The other Mark Casse, right?
Yeah, the last time he was on the Tapita surface, it was at Woodbine. That was in maiden special weight ranks. It didn't run that well at all, only beat 2 horses home, but he's a different horse than he was then. He's got a win since then. That was on the grass course here, but still, it was a win nonetheless. I like the fact that he gets back to the Tapita today. I think that, there's room for improvement
Yeah,
here.
without a doubt. He drew well, and he's got a good style for Amicio, too, who was aboard him last time.
Yeah.
My long shot is the 2, Money in Motion, off the claim for Joe Catanese. He claims there 16 from Mike Trombetta, off a solid second. I know, 60 cents on the dollar. I get it. Couldn't win it. But what does Joe do with the new little piece of hardware here? He does not run him for a tag. He doesn't want to lose him.
No, and brings the horse back quick, too.
Yep. I like both of those angles. We've got a good post. It's a wide open race. We'll see if we can pop at a price. The 9, Junction Road. They're going to try to pop this field, right? Irad's going to probably be on a send mission stretching out.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I don't know if this horse will get the lead, but certainly I think it's a good thing to try. Irad, he's the top jockey in the country for a reason. He puts together crafty rides.
Yeah, I think the problem for him, to me, is Dear Dad, who looks very fast and fresh, if you look, because he hasn't run since late May, and he's working up a storm.
Yeah, that's...
So we'll see if something's got to give on the front end. Hot Blood, what do you make of the morning line favorite, who... I don't want to say they're giving him away for 20, but to me it's a little surprising with turf racing coming back on Thursday that he's in here for 20.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting as well. And before he won in April, his last win was July of 2022.
Right.
I can never pick this horse on top.
No, he's the horse to beat, but I agree with Samantha said you don't have to pick him on top at what will be an underlaid price as well. All right, really compelling 9-race card. Of course, the late pick 5 carryover, White Barrio as well. Let's take a quick look at the lightning round for the last time now. During the Sunshine Meet, we'll show you the standings, and we hinted at it at the start. This is pretty exciting, too, because the jock standings, there is still a lot going on here. There are 3 guys, and I don't even want to rule Amicio out, but let's think there's 3 guys that have a shot at this.
Yeah, which is going to make for a very exciting weekend for sure.
Without a doubt. Edwin was 5 ahead last Friday when we did this, so the gap is tightened. Edgar's caught fire a little bit. It's exciting. Safi, of course, is down the road here. Is he looping everybody in the trainers' standings? He's got a big, giant lead. He's going to add to it today, and he's not quite doubling up, but we knew that was pretty status quo. As we mentioned, and we're going to mention throughout the day, and it's all over social and videos and YouTubes as well, late pick 5 carryover. These are exciting times.
They are almost $65,000 in the carryover pool. It should be $500,000 race 5 today, and an exciting sequence.
Yeah, and a great segue to Sunday, because everything must go on Sunday, closing day, and that'll be a mandatory Rainbow 6. And if we get there, and I'd like to think we're gonna get through today pretty easily, so it would leave tomorrow. If we get there, we were talking about a pool. It would probably be an estimated pool of about $400,000, and then you just do the simple math 5 times or so, and you're talking over $2 million, and I agree with that one. There, last chance to taste at the track, which will be tomorrow, right? So you got to get those tickets.
Yep, you do. Martinis, paninis, and linguine. It's always a lot of fun upstairs, so make sure to get your tickets while you still can.
I'm going to try to have some of that. I'm not going to let you know what, but I'm going to try to have some of that. Best bet for you today.
We got the same one, Great Venezuela.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome, everybody. The horse probably might be 1 to 9
I know,
today with
sorry.
2 big scratches, but it is what it is. But long shots for both of us in the finale, and what a key, significant race it is to end everything today for you, super attentive.
Yep.
And I'm towards the inside with the 2 Money in Motion. So that's it. We didn't leave Gabe with a lot of time. Pruitt, he's back with 1 more weekend, but there's not a lot of scratches and changes on the card. We'll be back with you for the opener. Ronnie's coming out. Gabe Pruitt's upstairs, and this is a big, big day, and we're happy that you're aboard with us. Best of luck.